What's up? My name is Auzi Taylor. I'm currently living in the San Fernando Valley, Woodland Hills. I've been making music since about May, at least this style, and I'm happy to be here. I played in a lot of bands. I've gone on tours, I've recorded, I've done all of that. And I just kind of got fed up with a lot of the political side of that. A lot of times you just invest a lot of money and your energy and time into those bands just for them to break up in 2 fucking years. And it's really frustrating, and I just got kind of tired of that. And over kind of the COVID period, I just started listening to some different producers, and I just stood in front of a microphone and I just kind of got at it. I recorded my first EP in May called Wishing Well. Unfortunately, it kind of boils down to a financial thing, because when you got a group of fellas that are together that can all kind of put in their money to that piece of the pie for whatever project you're working on, it's really advantageous to have somebody that helps you with that. So kind of taking that financial burden by yourself, that's one difference for sure. In the studio is completely different too, because I can just walk in, I can book a session 2 hours before, and just walk in and go do a session really quick. Whereas in a band, there's so many different variables to pre-production and just approaching recording altogether. Alex Vega is somebody that I just really, really like to work with, because he and I kind of just met each other on accident, and we both kind of started, I don't know if he just started recording. I think he might have had a couple people under his belt, but we've just kind of grown together, so that's really nice. And he just has always been a good partner, not even just an engineer or someone that helps me with mixing and stuff. He's just been a fucking great partner all around. He has introduced me to a bunch of his people. He's just a good dude to know. So yeah, in May, like I said, I recorded Wishing Well. That's a 4-piece little EP. And then after that, I worked on a single called Dead to Me. That was just a single, and I recorded it. I think I recorded it here. I can't remember. And I did a video here, and the video turned out real sick. Shot by Gavin Banksy. I've got a couple things coming up right now, and I'm looking forward to them because they're fucking sick to me. My main goal is to kind of relate to a lot of people. I think the things that I'm trying to talk about, most people can really kind of relate to, So I do think it is important to make music for yourself, absolutely. I'm trying to make shit that I would even listen to, right? But I still want to approach it with the idea of connecting with others. My approach to it so far has been just finding a beat, listening to that, and if it's just, you can just kind of get those butterflies. You can tell if it's a beat that you really, really give a shit about. I got this app on my phone that's just it's how I record all of my demos for the most part. And I'll just plug in my headphones and I'll mumble some sort of melody, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how I'll figure out where my melodies are gonna be, or where my verses are, and my hooks and all that. Then I hit lyrics. If it's good enough to me, I'll start doing lyrics, and all of those mumbles and stuff that I do, they kind of emulate words that I'll say. Yeah, that's how I approach it so far, and then I'll come meet with Vega and we'll throw down. No, dude, lyrics happen to be one of my least favorite parts about the whole process. I'm learning not to take them as serious and just fucking approach it and like you said earlier, just throw something at the wall. I just second guess myself a lot. A lot of my stuff's really vulnerable, you know what I mean? And since this is so new for me, this type of songwriting is so new for me, I just want to put my best foot forward, you know what I mean? And I want to do my best at it. And sometimes, like I said, I'm the only one that second guesses myself so much. I'll have people like Vega, they're like, dude, you need to chill the fuck out. Okay, it's all right. When people ask me where I'm from, I always kind of struggle with that question, because I've lived in a lot of places. I was originally born up by Sacramento, this little town called Yuba City. Moved to Reno from there. I stayed in Reno till I was 13 or so. And that's where I got my first drums, and I got my first guitars and all of that kind of stuff. And my very first band, it was 6th grade. Loved it. Then I moved up to bumfuck nowhere in Montana, in a town that you could take a rock and throw from one end to the other. In high school, there is where I found my first real bands, and we started playing real shows, and we started touring a little bit, just not only regionally, but just that surrounding states and stuff. I think in high school is where I really started to kind of take it seriously. I enjoyed the whole process, the recording and the camaraderie of friends that come together in a band and stuff like that. That's where I really fell in love with it completely. And in one way or another, since I've been in high school, in one way or another, I've been involved in some form of music. Uncharted waters, man. I don't even know what to expect from it. All I know is I love the hell out of performing. It's my favorite part. I like going fucking crazy on stage. As a drummer, I was like animal. That's my all-time favorite part. I love to tour. I'm trying to hop on some tours, definitely. Your guess could be as good as mine, dude, but I just intend on having this same type of keeping my traction, I want to do as many singles as I can this year. I don't know if I'll do another EP anytime soon. I like the idea of singles and just focusing on one thing, and you can make videos with it, and yeah, I just love it. I like stuff like singer-songwriter stuff that my parents kind of brought me up with, like Neil Young. I love him as a lyricist, as a guitar player. I just love that kind of stuff. Or Stevie Nicks, she's a hell of a lyricist too. Fleetwood Mac was my first concert. Inspiration-wise, man, it kind of just hits me out of nowhere. I am a night owl. So sometimes I'll just be up at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm going through my process and listening to a beat, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna write, and it just pours out. That's one of those lucky sessions where it just really just kind of fucking falls out. That doesn't happen very often. Probably one of the highlight reels for me is headlining House of Blues in my last band. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done, and I've wanted to do that since I saw that movie Freaky Friday. That was huge for me. I'll remember that forever. That was just such a cool experience. A song that really sticks out for me is off my last EP. It's called Bethany, and that one just kind of speaks about what it was like a couple of years before I'd written that, and just things that I had been going through, and I guess you could say addiction. Or I wasn't addicted, I don't think, to anything, but I had some bad habits, you know what I mean? And it was my way to resolve that. Bethany was a really good one for me. I've got two things that I'm focusing primarily on right now. I've got a new song called Emulate coming out with a really good buddy of mine who blessed the mic with me. Then I'm going to be doing a video for that. I should hopefully be releasing that by release date for this, for all these interviews and the magazine and everything. And then after that, I've got another one cooking, and I'm really looking forward to that one, called Cold Shoulder, because a lot of my songs are a little bit more solid, sad kind of. This one's fun as hell. It's really fun. It's kind of bouncy, and it's a little bit more cheerful. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to what I had to say. This is Auzi Taylor. Issue 10 coming at you super fast. Everybody here is super excited about that. Thanks again for tuning in. Love you. See you soon.